What are we talking about today? Do you want to snap right into it?
Yeah, we probably should. I've been really behind on my editing, like severely. And the last thing I remember about the last episode we recorded is I don't think we ever did an intro.
You mean like welcome back to 321 Backlog? This is Jason Brody, voiced by Giapaolo Venuta on vacation. Well, we can get one, or I mean, we can tack one on, or
Three, two, one. Backlog.
All right, yeah, let's go ahead and you wanna bring us in?
what do you mean? Like, welcome back to 321 Backlog, a podcast where two bros discuss and play video games from their backlog. I'm James, and this is my good friend Alec, a guy who has a master's degree in energy drinks. I don't know, man. What a day, dude.
What a day. Yeah, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about Far Cry 3, man. It's an old game, right? 2013. I think it was, yeah, Xbox 360, PS3, made by your dearly beloved Ubisoft.
Oh, that's a sore point for me here.
Dude, Ubisoft is not a good company, are they?
They're I feel like they're becoming like the gaming version of Disney in like how they let you access their IP and their products. Like Disney Plus, right? They pulled
Yeah.
all of their shit off of everything else so they could do it themselves.
Yeah.
And
Epic tried to do the same thing, I think.
yeah. But
But
I feel like Ubisoft is like you can,
awful.
we bought this through Steam, but you still have to go through the hoops of linking it to your Ubisoft account and then having a whole nother launcher come up,
Yeah.
and it's just obnoxious. It's so unnecessary.
Yeah, and I couldn't
Anyway,
remember my password because I think when I made an Ubisoft account, I think it was whenever Black Flag 4 came out on PC. Whatever. It's
yeah,
the Black Flag release date on PC. That came out in 2013. Yeah.
right,
So I got that game for free for like, I think there was like a download code that somebody gave me when it first got released, and I had to install Ubisoft's nonsense on my PC. And that was when I made the password. So when I had to sign up and log in and do all that shit today, or not today, but recently, uh, it was a struggle because I don't remember any of that shit.
yeah. It got annoying for me because like every time I open up an Ubisoft game, months and months in between each other, I can't remember the password, all that same stuff. But then the added issue of it having to connect to Ubisoft servers and then those being down.
Yeah, dude. That's
It's
another
like,
thing is
come
all
on,
these
man.
games have like required login and no support at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. That is a pretty good point that you bring up there.
Once you get into the game, they do have fairly good games, but just the fact of trying to get in and play without a headache that they cause is so difficult. But that's not what we're going to talk about mostly.
What are we going to mostly talk about? Blood Dragon.
But we did play Far Cry 3 and the it's not
DLC?
really
I think it's a
is it a
DLC, right?
DLC? Because it feels like its own contained game because it's not
Oh, you're
on
right.
top of the story. It's like a whole nother it's kind of like a whole nother mini game almost or mini
It's a
adventure.
standalone expansion to Far Cry 3, which is a first-person shooter video game. Okay. I'm guessing it was a DLC that was released for it, but maybe you could just buy the game in stores.
Possibly. Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah. But we are going to talk about both, but our little discussion on the Blood Dragon specifics we're going to have on our Patreon extended episode of this. So
Oh,
that'll
we're
be
gonna talk about it only in Patreon.
yep, just Blood Dragon.
Oh, yucks.
I
Okay.
can we can open it up if you want.
No, I enjoyed it a lot. That'll put that out there if you want to hear me gush over a game. It was pretty good.
It's a good expansion, man. This was great.
Yeah. Far Cry 3. Discover the dark secrets of a lawless island ruled by violence and take the fight to the enemy as you try to escape. You'll need more than luck to escape alive. That is the most 2012, 2013 video game description I've ever heard.
It's pretty good though.
Yeah.
It definitely sets the tone. So, what's your history with the franchise?
Back in the day, you could actually go to like Blockbuster before they closed down, and you could get a Game Pass essentially and rent as many games as you wanted a week. You just switch it out anytime. I got Far Cry 2 because I remember playing Crisis and everybody comparing the two of them. So I wanted to try Far Cry 2 and playing it on a 27-inch TV in a 12 by 12 room, sitting at the maximum point far away. This game was fucking nauseating. So I returned it like the next night or next day or whatever. I was on 360. And then I played Far Cry 5 with our friend Jason on the co-op part of that, which was horrible. Good game. I feel like I'm easily going to say it's the best game in the series without playing any of the other ones. But good God, the way the co-op worked was a mistake.
Yeah, I'd actually tried playing Far Cry 3 years ago, probably close to when it came out, but it's another one of those situations of, you start playing and something interrupts you and then you stop.
Yeah.
So I did not get very far. Same thing with Far Cry Primal and Far Cry 6 fairly recently. And that was kind of it. For this recording, actually, I went and played Far Cry 1 just to see. Not the whole thing. I think
Whoops.
I played maybe 20 minutes.
That was enough.
It was awful. And then about the same amount of time with Far Cry 2 as well.
Okay.
And yeah.
Far Cry 2 is still pretty comparable, right? Like it was the 360 era game, so
Yeah, it looked pretty good. It handled okay, but there were definitely some pitfalls with just general mechanics. Like trying to bring out your map, for example, you have to like put a physical map in front of your character, and just like how all that worked was just really
weird animations,
Just-
excessive animations.
yeah, it was too much.
I
So
think
they-
some of the animations of this game are part of the staple of the series, though, dude. Right?
yeah, it could, yeah. But I definitely think somebody coming in could. I think they could skip both 1 and 2. To be honest with you,
Yeah. You could skip any of them, really. I mean,
it's true. Yeah, they're not
They're
all
not-
tied together, which
Exactly.
is nice.
so I played on the Steam Deck. Well, I would say exclusively, but I played on the Steam Deck for 98.5% of it.
Oh wow,
The final mission is impossible on a Steam Deck.
really?
Yeah, we'll talk about it because I wanted to bring it up, but however big the Steam Deck screen is, in the helicopter part, you cannot see
Oh yeah,
anything at all, dude. It is insane. One shot it on PC. Literally just sat down, no problem, could see everything perfectly.
Right.
I have a 27-inch monitor. It's 2 feet in front of my face, and I have 20/20 vision. So it was fine. But the Steam Deck, too small. Controls are not good enough for that without the aim assist that you would probably have on Xbox.
Right.
You played on PC?
Yeah, PC. I did remember to hook a controller in this time. And,
okay. So I didn't use a controller when I played on PC. I used mouse and keyboard, which
think
is
I was-
natively how I do well.
I was when we first started that. I was flipping between my laptop and my PC
Okay.
because I think the wife and I were trying to like, because I get locked in the office a lot, just kind of because it's a lot more quiet in here than the rest of my house. But we wanted to like game together, so I like brought the laptop out and we would just be in proximity while we were each playing our own respective games and
Can you
all that.
imagine if
So
you had a handheld video game system with like a controller and a screen built into it?
yes. Dude, I'm telling you, since I stopped traveling, I honestly forget that my Steam Deck exists until you bring it up.
Nonstop.
Typically, yeah, yeah,
That's
pretty much.
It's crazy because we have a gaming laptop, and I just always prefer the Steam Deck to the gaming laptop. Unless it's a like I played a little bit of Ultima Online, which is a very archaic PC game. Can't do that with a controller at all. But
Right.
it's crazy to think about doing anything on a laptop for me, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, let's get into the our little scoring system
Ratings.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, our ratings. Starting with graphics. What'd you think?
Cool. 9 out of 10 from me. I see you got the same number up there.
Same.
Yeah.
I think it was really good.
Yeah, graphically, I think the game looked nice. I don't think I really have any complaints about the graphics. I feel like they held up really well from 2012. I mean, this is an 11-year-old game at this point.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah, 11 years old. Looks really good. Even on 720p or whatever the Steam Deck puts out, it looked good on that. And then, yeah, I don't think there was nothing like blurry, nothing like no issues with it. I did have one area where the map was just gone in front of me, and I
Right.
took a step forward into it and then fell through the island, and it was never ending falling, and I just fast traveled somewhere, and it was fine. When I did play on my Steam Deck, I just want to say this is the first game that I've played where I got to use like my Elite controller, like set up as an Elite controller, which was kind of fun. I put like the really long right analog stick on it and put the tension maxed out. So since this game is so sniper heavy,
Hmm.
the amount of control that you have because you have to move the thumbstick
Oh,
twice as
yeah,
far,
yeah.
and then the tension on it. It was really cool, dude. I don't know. It was fun. Like sniping in this game is sick, and that was a lot of fun. So I
Nice.
was excited about that.
Yeah.
What about the sound quality for you, man?
I think it was really good as well. I gave it an 8. I think because it's gonna bleed into this a little bit, but I had a couple issues with some of the voice acting and things, but the
Yeah.
atmospheric sounds were really good. The weapon sounds were pretty good. There's a couple different vehicles that had all right sounds. I think it was a just all around balanced experience with the sound.
So for me, dude, I noticed that the all audio when it came to voices was like super low, and there wasn't an ability, like there was no way in the menus to adjust that at all. So like everybody was really quiet, but then gunshots were super loud. And that to me was just frustrating because I would turn it up for a cutscene, and then the game is like on blast,
Right.
and then you're open fire, and it was just, I don't know. I found it hard to balance that, and then especially if you have someone talking in the meantime, like over the headset or whatever, can't
Right.
fucking hear what they're saying. But yeah,
I think I pretty like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I use my headsets more than you because you like do you put the headphones on or the headset on with the Steam Deck?
every once in a while I'll put one earbud in if like we're watching a show and I'm playing.
Right.
But generally with the Steam Deck, I try to play it on my TV with a sound bar and stuff like that. That's when I
Right.
had the most issues hearing shit. But
Hmm. Yeah, because I was coming at it with, I put the headphones on, and so I've got that, stereo sound around me, so you can pick up on stuff with that pretty well. Like some of there were a lot of animals in this game out in the wild, and you wouldn't really be able to tell where they were at until you got close enough and you could hear that, hear them on the left side or whatever. So the headphones really amplified that kind of aspect of it. So I didn't have an issue with like large volume disparities.
I feel like that is a sign of the times for this game too, because I remember this was when like everybody was playing Call of Duty like crazy, and like
Yeah.
everybody was trying to buy like the nicest headset so you could hear like a cricket fart in a tree 6 miles away, you know? But that's cool. So maybe that was just an issue with the way that it worked with a sound bar versus headphones or
Possibly.
something. But
Yeah.
also I've noticed my Steam Deck has terrible Bluetooth audio. Absolutely horrendous. So
Yeah.
something to note. Voice acting. Talk about it, dude.
I gave it a 9 out of 10. I didn't
Same.
give it a 10 out of 10 because they're supposed to be in Thailand. However, it's like a pirate occupied place.
Right.
But the accents I feel like they were all over the place.
Well, wouldn't it be everybody? That's how pirates were, right? Like it's just literally anybody
Potentially.
that lived there.
Potentially, right? But it was like all the notable characters felt like they had like a African inflector accent that they were bouncing around, and then any of the NPCs that were your allies, whenever you walked by them, it sounded like they were from Australia or New Zealand.
They just
But
got people in
they
the
all
booth
look
and they're
like
like,
yeah, but then the character models all look like they're from like the Philippines. Like it was
yeah,
just
and like,
all over.
yeah, wasn't this like a Chinese island or some shit? Oh,
It was out of
Bangkok, Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So it just the accents didn't match up with any of the NPC
Right.
visuals.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can have different looks in different parts of the world, but they weren't consistent either.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Is Voss like Hispanic too? On top of that,
I see that's the
villain.
thing. That's the thing. The last name is Montenegro. I believe it's Latin. So yes, I think so. I don't remember what his story was, how he found himself on Rook
Right.
Island. But I think he had kind of a Spanish, I think,
Like a dialect
accent.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page about him, and it just says his origin is Rook Islands. Is he a native? He's a native. He has
Yeah,
to be a
so
native because Citra, his sister, was a native. So I don't know.
right. So they're nearest to Thailand, but it's just a lot of stuff not matching up in the backgrounds and all that, which is fine.
Yeah. At least they had a real dialect.
Michael Mando playing Voss specifically, 12 out of 10. Like he did such a good job with that role that he makes up for any issues that I may have had, but the all over the place accents kind of took away just that it took away his shining stardom there a little bit for me.
This is so fucking weird too. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. There's a lot of things that are strange about it. So first of all, him and his sister have different last names. I don't know. Second of all, I like how it just says occupation, pirate human trafficker. You're like, hi, I'm a nurse. What do you do for a living? I'm actually a pirate human trafficker. But yeah, why would they have two different last names and hers seems much more like native to an island sounding?
What was hers?
Talugmai, something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. He seemed Hispanic to me, and I would have thought he was. And I think a
Right.
lot of the people on the island might have been Hispanic too, if we're being honest.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I had was that he made everything that was bad great, and just the accents were just all over the place and weird. Like it just wasn't consistent and
Yeah.
confusing. So
Didn't bother me at all, but I completely agree with what you're saying. But it was fine with me. At least they spoke in a language I could understand. I want to say too, it's always funny to me how like these are the natives of the island and they're speaking plain English with a heavy accent. Like,
of course,
you would think if they were speaking to each other, they would just speak in their language, but
yeah.
doesn't matter.
The little bit that I've dipped into other Far Cries or like seeing clips and things, I think they are a little more conscious of that, but I haven't confirmed that suspicion.
Right. I think one of the Far Cries is like in Montana. Far Cry 5 is like in Montana or something.
What was it really?
So yeah, that dude, we have to play that game, but I don't know how
I've been like, I was asking you like, hey, what are we playing next? Because like I got this game done like a month ago.
I know.
So I'm also trying to remember all this, but I've been like looking for other games to play. also avoiding our list. And I was like, should I just play the next Far Cry? Because I was like, kind of like in that mode to play some more.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
almost started playing 4. I might play it soon, but
I don't really care about. You can do that if you want to. I don't know. It's tough because I don't want you to like not play games because you're trying to wait till I'm recording
oh
with
yeah,
you.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but
Anywho, so yeah, what's next? We have
we got to talk about the gameplay mechanics. That's really the meat of
yes,
this game, dude. So the motion sickness stayed very prevalent with this game for me.
yeah,
Not as much on PC, weirdly enough, but with a controller or with the Steam Deck, just handheld mode, it's pretty bad. I don't know why, but it's a little more manageable with mouse and keyboard. But holy shit, dude! Even in the cutscenes, there would be like Jason Brody's looking around like he's a fucking bobblehead through every cutscene, dude. There's like one where he's on the ground and he goes and stands up, and it's like his head is on a little spindle or something, dude.
right,
It's just insane. And then I think you couple that with there's a ton of animations in this game.
yeah,
You couple that with just the amount of like I mean there's tons of like bobbing if you're sprinting. Like the
right,
gun
right.
moves like way more than they do in normal games. And I realize that that's probably more realistic, but you don't get motion sickness if you're running holding something. It's different. You don't
Right.
and I looked. It's a big issue with Far Cry games, like specifically, because other people
Really?
will be like, "Oh, I played, all these other FPS games. I only play FPS games, and I never have motion sickness." But Far Cry has done it to me every time.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that didn't trigger on me at all. Uh, what I was gonna ask was similar to Spider-Man when we played. Did it have the dynamic movement at all?
Like the controller
Or
gyroscope.
yeah, I always call it
Nah, dude,
dynamic,
that
the
shit came
gyro.
out way late, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it didn't have any of that, and I would have turned it off if it did. But
Okay.
Doom has that. Doom
Does it?
20 whatever has that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. You didn't have that issue.
I
That's good.
didn't. I didn't. Let's see. I have a handful of notes on gameplay and mechanic stuff on my end. Let's see here. And I'm trying to remember why I phrased this as such.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm looking at your notes. I
Hold
love
on.
how you have notes in here and there's shit I want to say just based on your notes.
Yeah, I broke it up into a couple different things. So, first thing I have was the combat. Now, this is a first person shooter,
Yep.
and I think it did that as well as any other game. I think it was fine, or it held up rather. The At one point in the game, there ended up being these guys in like armor.
Yeah.
I hated them. I think I ended up like using. Were there grenade launchers or something
It
like
was like an
that?
RPG, yeah.
It was RP. Yeah, I think that's the only way I was able to like really get through them, or really really good sniping shots and then running away because the AI. Sorry, there's multiple things here. The AI and was terrible. It had problems.
Oh, the AI sucked in this game?
Yes, I
Oh,
think
yeah, it was definitely
it
labored.
was
What is the
like
term? Aged.
yeah, like I snipe. Like I get, a really good sniper shot. I actually got really good with a sniper in this game. It's easier on mouse and keyboard, but but I was playing with a controller and I was actually able to snipe very well and very accurately with a controller, which isn't usually the case for me. Anywho, you'd get one guy off and then the entire little base would know exactly where you were and all start
Right.
running towards you instantly. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So really shitty AI there, but those armored guys made everything terrible. I hated them.
So you can get a talent later on where you can stealth kill them in one shot,
Hmm.
which was
Yeah.
helpful. The other thing I did, the flamethrower guys were the worst for me.
Mm,
But their tanks, it's like weird because I'd be shooting the fuck out of their tank and it's like it wasn't doing it.
right.
But I ended up grabbing the heavy machine gun or large machine gun, whatever it's called, and that usually was like the best weapon for me in those cases,
Right.
other than
I,
just stealth killing everything, bow and arrow.
yes. Okay. Bow and arrow. I couldn't actually fire it. Like I don't know if something was wrong or
What?
if I would like I would do I had to look up on the tutorial so many times like how do I use the bow and arrow, and I did all the key controls and key bindings it said, and nothing would happen. I would draw it back and I let go or whatever the button key was to shoot, and it would just put it away.
There was, I guess, if you
It was
hold
very
X, it
it was
would
weird.
undo it. But yeah, that does seem like you were having
It
an
was
issue.
just it either it was so unintuitive that I just couldn't get it,
Right.
or I misread the instructions. But I wanted to use it, but I could not actually figure out how to do it.
So it was a one-shot kill, silent, and then you could retrieve arrows,
Uh,
which is very reminiscent of this time period for gaming. I feel like this game, whenever this game came out, everything was like bow and arrows and dubstep. Like, am
but
I
no,
wrong though? It was in like
no,
every game around this time.
yeah. Was there dubstep in this one? Like all
Oh
the it
yeah,
was like
dude.
club music and stuff. Yeah,
There was like some club music, and then there was like the mission where you go to the marijuana fields and you just light everything on fire with a
yeah.
flamethrower. And
That
there
was a
was just
fun
like
mission.
Jamaican dubstep playing the whole time. But stealth was insane in this game. I guess it would be in general. Like if you can kill a whole group of people without ever getting caught,
Yeah,
stealth was really good. I didn't realize I never picked up the like death from above talents because it sounded stupid to me. But
yeah,
you get them in Blood Dragon and like just from playing, and they're really
right.
fucking good. The
Yeah,
chained kills thing is really good too. So
yeah, yeah. I didn't realize there was so much that you could end up doing in the combat system when I initially played, but I finally got to go through the talent tree and everything, and there was a lot, like a lot
yeah,
to play around with. So, but no, I used mostly the sniper and I think an assault rifle. I don't remember which one, just whichever one I happened to have.
yeah. I think I actually had the best luck with the AK because it was like
Yeah,
high damage, and I feel like iron sights always do well for me in every game. I don't know why they just red dot sights. I never do very well with them, and I don't know
yeah.
why. I just do best with iron sights. It lines up for me. I don't know.
Mm,
But and the sniper, I think I use the shit out of that, and of
right
course the bow
on.
and arrow. Bow and arrow always. It was just really nice having like the one shot kill, especially with hunting animals, dude. It was really good for hunting, and I want to talk about
Oh
that a
my
little
god.
bit too
Oh
because
my god.
let's talk about crafting too.
Yeah, dude. One crafting I thought was pretty well balanced. Like it wasn't crazy.
No, it wasn't bad. It was
Like
definitely
so
necessary.
oh definitely. So one example that I want to call out is you can make little what were they, health potions or health serums or something.
Syringes with health
Syringes,
items,
yeah. So you had to collect
green
plants,
plants.
green plants. But what was cool is you could go, there were like, I don't know, 5 different kinds of plants that all qualified as green plants. So they gave you the mixture, but it would all kind of like trickle down into one ingredient. But it
Yeah,
would give you like that illusion of like a bunch of different things.
right.
Right. So I really liked that. But then if you needed certain like animal hides or whatever, they had the different animal hides, so it gave you some complexity there. But in other areas like the plants, for example, you didn't have to traipse all over creation looking for like one breed of flower or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was really nice. I liked how they had it balanced.
You said before I started playing the game, you told me like clear out some places and get used to like stealth and snipers and being silent, and that was a good tip because I was probably just gonna beeline towards the end of the game without really focusing too much on the crafting part of it, but it was super helpful because everything was locked behind crafting as far as like other than talent points.
Right.
You have to craft in order to hold more than 2 weapons. Maybe
Yeah.
more than one weapon, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, you get to hold extra syringes, extra ammo, extra or magazines or whatever.
Yeah, extra, yeah, guns
Extra
even just
extra
holding
bag
extra
space.
guns. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bag space was a premium for me because I would loot the fuck out of everything always, and I would constantly run out of bag space. I
Same.
want to say I really like the idea of it. I want to get one, a shark skin wallet, dude. I love the idea of a shark skin wallet. That sounds like the most G'd up shit I've ever heard. That is like that's straight out of a rap song, dude.
That's
Like
good.
shark skin wallet. I need that. It's a thing. You can buy it.
Get it.
Can you? I don't know if you can. Shark skin stingray wallet, dude. A stingray skin wallet. Get 5 haircuts at the same time, dude.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to talk about that a little bit.
But on the crafting, because it always they do go hand in hand, the amount of wildlife in this place was just astronomical.
Dude, the fucking kimono dragons all the time.
Oh,
I would be like doing something and out of nowhere I'm getting snapped up by a dragon.
it was dogs for me, dogs and dingoes and all the canine breeds. That's the thing that would like show up out of nowhere,
At
and they always
least,
hunted in packs.
yeah, at least the dogs would like bark so you would know they were coming. But the kimono dragons, dude, you just be like standing there and then they're gripping your fucking leg off. And dude, I think if you get bit by a Komodo dragon, you're dead. In real life, I think they have venom or something, maybe.
And how I heard it was they have so much bacteria in their mouth that you get sick almost guaranteed.
I think they actually have venom. I think.
They
I
might,
think I remember reading this, but I'm gonna Google it.
Google it.
Modo.
I got
venom.
jump, and this is embarrassing to say as a Floridian. I got jump scared by a fucking crocodile.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I got crocked up too.
Yeah, it was. It scared the shit out of me.
So neither of us are wrong.
Oh,
Wow. So the venom is actually like an anti-clot, so you just constantly bleed. It won't let you clot there, and then they have crazy bacteria. So you're gonna get an infection, which makes sense. It's a fucking lizard. So yeah, they have a venom gland in their lower jaw. I
nice.
love it. This is welcome to Nature Cast.
Let's see here. There, did you do any of the side activities? They had like hunting, racing, and like sniping challenges.
No, I would have maybe done that again. I always need to consider like if I was playing this game and I had nothing else to do. If this was a game I got for Christmas as a kid when it came out or whatever, maybe. Probably after I beat the game, I would try to go through and do all those challenges and stuff. But
Right.
no, I remember getting in a car and it was like, you got to take this thing. You have a timer. And I just immediately got out of the car.
Yeah, I tried a couple of them. I tried the ones where you were like taking medical supplies because those were like peppered throughout.
Yeah.
But there were some that was like sniping challenges where the one I did was timed, and I honestly don't remember how they explained it or themed it or whatever. It was like you look over in that direction and there's going to be all these birds that fly out and you have to kill all the birds
Sounds like
that are
filler.
like yeah, it was very filler, but it was just like very out of nowhere and weird. So I tried one of them. I was like, nah, that doesn't seem to be much of a benefit to doing it, so I didn't do any more of them. I did want to go and do all the hunting stuff because you once you craft everything, there's like extra you can get, the like extra good items, but you have to get like
Oh yeah, like the golden tiger. I remember seeing that.
yeah, they were like legendary animals or something that you have to
Right.
go find or something.
That could be kind of fun because I think the hunting in this game was at least fun enough to keep me entertained, but
Yeah.
I don't like racing in games that are not. I don't really enjoy racing games that much, but I especially don't enjoy it if it's not a racing game.
Yeah. And the vehicle controls in this game
Ugh.
were awful. All the vehicles were terrible. The traveling other than other than the glider, all the vehicles were just they weren't like bad.
The boats
They
were okay.
The boats were okay, but all the land vehicles were just like blah.
Yeah, well,
They
you're
were
driving on
just
dirt and shit.
they were just there. You know, I didn't like
Yeah.
them.
God forbid you end up in one of the little sedans, because
Yeah.
I think the Jeeps and stuff had better control. But like
Yeah.
you end up in one of the front wheel drive sedans, and you're not. You might as well walk.
Yeah. One thing I did notice, and I feel like I'm going all over the place, but in a lot of games where they have quests, you finish the quest, you get experience, and then usually you get like a currency or like an
Right.
extra thing, right? That is, I feel like that's almost a standard in this game. Just for completing story quests, you don't get a gold kickback by default, which
Yeah, gold money or whatever was
or
kind of a
money,
hard to
right?
come by in this game.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I never
I
filled up my shark skin wallet.
I was really poor, and I was like, oh, in my gamer brain, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go turn in this quest real quick. It'll give me some kickback, I'm sure, and then I'll go buy the thing I need. And nope, doesn't do that. So I mean, I'm not knocking it against the game. It doesn't always make sense to always get a
Payment,
financial
right?
reward for just going to like talk to a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I kind of liked it. This is the first time I think I've noticed it like that before. So I
Yeah,
just wanted to call
dude.
that out.
Money was hard to come by in this game, especially if you don't loot every single person and then
Yeah.
constantly sell whatever you get from them. You could
Right.
sell animal skins and plants, which helps offset that a little bit. But holy fuck, dude. I finished one mission where I used the heavy machine gun, large machine, whatever it's called, and I had no ammo left for it, and I paid $1,200 to fill that thing back up with
Holy
ammo, and I
shit.
was like, "Oh my god!" And I didn't even know. Like I just
Yeah.
like fill up all ammo, and I saw it as I hit A. That's fine though, because
Yeah.
I had at that point I had like 4,000 or something, but I don't know, sticker shock, dude.
The last two things I wanted to call out in the gameplay section was there were three fights. There was a mid-game boss fight
With the Citra,
with the big thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Tafiti.
That was so fun. Like I thought it was really cool. It took on like I don't know, like a supernatural.
Yeah, it was Tafiti from fucking
Yeah.
Moana, dude.
It was, I don't know, I thought it just looked really cool, and it
It
was
was
really
the
cool
best
fight.
boss fight of the game, in my
Oh
opinion,
yeah.
by far.
Yeah, I mean it was an actual challenging fight.
I didn't find it difficult.
Well, so I mean you couldn't just I don't know, you couldn't phone it in.
Right.
Like, I had to actually pay attention.
I was using an Elite Pro Series controller, so
And I was using a $20 like USB sex box controller.
yeah, sex box.
But
That's a spoiler for this.
no, I thought it was a really cool. I think I have a picture of that somewhere. I think I took hella screenshots, and I'm
Yeah,
just
so
now
did I. We're not
realizing.
doing it. I actually took a screenshot of me falling through the world, and we're
Oh,
not.
did you really?
Yeah, but it's still on my deck, so I'm not gonna
Oh,
bust it out.
trying to remember where they all go.
They go in
Pictures?
a folder specifically on your deck, and then you have to be able to like access them.
Now I remember. I should have brought these up while we were talking about graphics, because now I remember why I didn't give it a perfect score.
I actually
Could I-
took a lot of screenshots for the last game too. Damn it!
Should I take you on a little? Should I share my screen and take you on a little journey?
You can take me on a journey, sure, dude. Watch stream. Oh,
Okay, so going back to graphics for a minute before I talk about this boss. Uh, there's a part of the story where you find some of your friends, and you're talking with Jason's, I believe, girlfriend
sure.
at a campfire, and she's sitting there, and her legs are like just stuck into her pelvis there.
Oh, I interpreted that as that's her knees are bent.
Yeah, no, her knees are bent, but look
Oh.
where her stomach is.
Yeah,
In her
that's kinda
crotch.
gross looking.
So like take the torso, take the legs completely off, put her torso on a box as if she's sitting on it, and then take her bent legs and just like peg them into where her pelvis is. It's so weirdly put there. Like her
Yeah,
look at her belt.
Yeah, I
It's
guess I interpreted those little humps that you're calling like the pegs that are stuck in. At first glance, I interpreted that as where her knees are bent and she's like has her knees above her waistline, but you're right because I can see where her knees are and it's not good.
like right here,
Yeah, dude, it's getting really gruesome when you zoom in. I don't like it.
like this bit.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any sense.
it's a Lego body, dude.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to post these so people can look at them. Let's see here.
That guy's floating. That guy's crip
Yeah.
walking
This
downstairs,
guy.
dude.
The people wouldn't walk clearly on the ground. The oh
Oh man, that's pretty bad.
the textures of like fruit in a bowl or produce in a crate
It
or
looks like
something.
somebody taped a fucking picture in the bottom of a pan.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So
bad too.
so
Yeah, I didn't see
this
that.
is this yeah, there we go. Oh my God. This guy. You meet an NPC that has God, we went way out of the conversation we were having. There's you meet this what was he, an American like CIA agent or something?
I thought he was like Australian or something,
Was
but
it the Australian guy? There was two of them. Yeah, so there's this Australian guy who's like this, I don't know, military dude or whatever, and he's, I don't know, in his late 50s, early 60s, and has he's supposed to be weathered and aged, and he has a chest tattoo of a deer with buck on it, and it looks so freshly painted, and like those temporary tattoos, like
yeah,
seconds after he takes it off, like put it on. That's what it looks like.
he's constantly putting Aquaphor on it just to keep it
Yeah.
fucking shiny.
He also has a 60-year-old face on like a 20-year-old's body, so it does not match at all.
Yeah, you're right.
And why did I have her on here?
I don't
I think
know.
I think it was just tits. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. Anyway,
Tafiti, there we go.
and then we're back to Tafiti. So this fight, I loved that fight.
That was the only good fight in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, it was cool because you got unlimited explosive arrows too, which I didn't have any
Yes.
explosive arrows in the. So wait, how were you able to use the bow and arrow for this part? But not
This one it worked, but out in
Weird.
the open world, I
So
couldn't get it
weird.
to work. So
that looks nice.
that I think was a misclick.
Okay. No, it looks like you're swimming on land.
Yeah, it does. Oh, that's what it was. The I start so sorry listener that we just went like talking about a fight to then back to graphics to then a fight again and now we're back on swimming. So check our Instagram for the pictures on that fight that I was talking about. So this bit was I had gotten out of a cave system and was leaving the area, but it had me swim through this body of water that was literally 12 inches deep. Yeah, it wouldn't let me stand up.
That's fucked up,
It
dude.
made me swim when there was no depth to the water at all.
That's pretty funny. Oh,
And
yeah, I remember. Yeah, I saw your notes
Yeah.
on this.
I'll come back to that. Okay. Yeah, so that was my graphic stuff. There was a couple issues that I saw. Oh man, back to where we were. So I had one other thing on gameplay about
Yeah.
the fights that I wanted to talk about, and we can go into more detail later on about the fights or about the characters. But when you fought Voss and Hoyt, was it Hoyt? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just quick time events, which you know Sony
Right.
does that a lot and all that. But I don't know if it was just I was really enjoying the storyline of the dialogue or what it was, but you start doing like a hand-to-hand combat thing when you get close to both of them, and because this is an FPS, you've been like, okay, you gotta, aim, shoot, all this good stuff, just like your normal FPS. But with the two boss fights, it's like, oh, you're not just gonna get in a shooting match with them because that's kind of boring for your two
Right.
main villains. They did quick time events, but how it was structured, it was like it would have your character would like throw a left hook, so it would have you do your left trigger and then block with the right, so you had to hit like the B button on the other side of the controller. So your QuickTime events were like what your body was doing matched up with the placement of the QuickTime button on the controller.
Yeah,
I
it
feel like
was.
we were doing Spider-Man, and it was just like, yeah, smash X or hit Y
Yeah,
once. You
yeah.
know, it was just they just picked a random
They did a good
button.
job with that, but it was still like the entirety of the last boss fight was 5 button presses.
Yes, yes. I feel like it was, yes, it was a QuickTime event, but I feel like they put a little bit extra thought into it because it was because I feel like if it was just, you know, press X to throw a punch and then Y to block it and just time
Right.
those, that would have just been complete and total dog shit. But they also didn't want to come at it with just doing a gunfight.
Right. A gunfight would have been kind of just how many shots do you really realistically get to put in a
Right.
guy? Like 40?
Exactly.
You're just shooting him in the
Right.
head 100 times because his health pool is too high.
So I'll knock it for having just falling on a QuickTime event, but I definitely think they enhanced it by how they did the button presses in the, like they like literally the location on the controller matched what you were doing on the
Right.
screen. So
Yeah, that was good.
it felt more like I was actually doing something. I don't know. It was more of a feeling thing than anything else. So I thought it was really cool.
It was better than having a guy where you shoot him in the head 150,000 times.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You know, and back on the QTs, the God of War, same thing. You just pick one of the buttons. That's what you're gonna smash over and over and over again.
Yeah, but at
Right.
least God of War had like fighting in it. But again, that wouldn't make much
Yeah.
sense for
Yeah.
this. Maybe it would have if it
Right.
was just like knife to knife combat, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of what it was, but
Yeah. And with Voss, they did mix in. I think there was he drugged you, so they mixed in some first person shooters because you were like hallucinating, and you could like shoot different like things you were seeing. So they incorporated a little bit of it, but once you got
yeah,
like to him, you like in fisticuffs range, that's when they added the little QTs. So
right.
anything else in mechanics and or gameplay?
I mean, I did mention it earlier, but I guess it's a fine time to mention it again. After you finish the fight with Hoyt, you and the guy Riley, I think his name, he somehow can pilot a helicopter, and you're manning the gun, and good fucking god, was it trash
Right.
to do on a Steam Deck or with a controller or whatever. But again, much easier on mouse and keyboard, very easy on mouse and keyboard. But it was terrible. I shut it off immediately like after the third or fourth time that I attempted it. It was anytime someone shot an RPG, it took a quarter of the health from the helicopter. And then after 4 times of trying that, 16 RPGs later, I just turned it off and finished it the next day. But I really did. I wish I loved that part, dude, with the
Right.
Rise of the Valkyries playing. It was such a stupid fucking song choice, and it was perfect for it. Because one thing I'll say about Far Cry is these games don't
Right.
take themselves too seriously. There's always some goofy stuff involved, especially in the later games, I think. But they're not supposed to be hyper realistic. But Rise of the Valkyries, like dun, 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 dun. It was just I don't know. It was funny, and I was when you hear it start up because it has like a long like fiddle intro or what I
Right.
don't know what it is, like a violin intro before it actually starts. I was just like, oh my god, here we fucking go, dude. But yeah, I liked
Yeah.
that and hated it at all at the
Oh
same time.
man.
But another thing too, the animals, dude.
Yeah.
They would get you when you never expected it, dude. There was like one mission where I was done and all I needed to do was walk up to the spot to get my checkpoint, and I
Yeah.
just got fucking cougared up, I think they call it.
Yeah.
And then I had to do it all over again.
Gator was the only thing that really caught. I don't know if it was a crocodile or an alligator. Doesn't matter. But that thing scared the living
Crocodile.
daylights out of me. And then I did have.
They call it a Taiwanese water
There
lizard.
was a tiger that did sneak up on me a little bit.
Oh, dude, I fucked a tiger up, man. I snuck up on a tiger, and there was like 4 of them laying down in the grass, and I just cooked a grenade. Which is funny because my wife was with me, and she looks up, like I was playing it on the TV, and she looks up and she goes, "You know those are endangered, right?" Like, yeah, but Come on, like, would you not take the opportunity to lob a fucking grenade
Oh
into
my
a
god!
bunch
And
of
can we
tigers
also
in
real quick
Thailand?
talk about when you after you skin these, and if you don't need them for crafting, you can go sell them. And it's like, oh, this amazingly
Yeah,
endangered tiger skin, 20 dollars, please. Like, are you
13
kidding me?
bucks. Yeah, they they call those Taiwanese grass
Yeah,
cats.
the value of money was very odd in this game.
Right. Well, dude, it's kind of funny though because I just want to say, from the perspective of how fucked up this island was, ammo
Yeah,
was way, way, way too expensive though. So it's like
yeah,
that's the real
that makes
currency
sense.
is like ammo. But then people are also like buying like an old photograph for like
Yeah.
$10. Like you don't give a shit about that. But yeah. So the storyline of the game, we got to get into
Where do
that.
we even begin? This playthrough took me 22 hours, almost 23.
Took me 16.
I have children.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. I started doing an intro and then I fucked it up earlier, which will have been cut. But we have this guy Jason Brody. He's on a vacation with a group of friends, and they kind of get
Skydiving and they
stuck
get
on, yeah,
fucking
they
yeah.
get stuck on this island, and then basically everybody gets captured and or lost. I think captured all around, and you're playing as this cool dude Jason Brody to find everybody and get everybody off the island. So that's kind of the whole thing, and then
Yeah.
you run into FPS zone. So I'm trying to think what would be the best way to really take a crack at this one.
I mean, I guess we just kind of talk about some of the parts that we don't have to go like
Yeah,
bit by bit of the story.
yeah,
I thought it was kind of funny. Your older brother's with you, and he's like ex-military, and he's like,
right,
dude,
right.
he's like, Brody, I've got a plan. Okay, what is what we're gonna do? And then Voss just caps him, dude.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if because Voss didn't want to kill you. Clearly, he
yeah,
had so many opportunities to just put a bullet in your head. But I like that. I think he saw him for the legitimate threat that he probably was, and just took care of it immediately. But he
right.
didn't seem like he took you, especially initially, very seriously.
We had
So,
plot armor.
well, yeah, it would be a short game,
Yeah.
shorter than Blood Dragon if you just got killed. But then you'd take over as Grant Brody.
Browdy. So yeah, you meet these after you get captured and you escape. You meet
The natives,
the natives, who I can't remember what they go by.
Rakyat, and they give you a tattoo, which they
Oh
affectionately
yes,
call Tatao.
yep, Titania's tattoo. So yeah, and then you kind of work with the how do you say it, Rayot or
Rakyat.
Rockyacht? They start you basically. I think it's kind of like you help them out, then they help you out, and kind of just going back and forth, and you're strengthening their hold over the island. So it's a lot of going and capturing bases, and you know slowly pushing that power bar into the favor of the friendlier people on the island, and trying to go after the bad guy Voss, played by Michael Mando. Michael,
Michael.
Michael Mando does a just such a good job with this game.
Yeah, he was good.
Any parts that really stuck out to you? So I got two really good points.
So I had a friend that was playing this game, and he was just like in the post game of it, I guess, and just sniping people and shit. And I remember seeing the cover of this, and the cover of it was kind of intriguing looking because Voss looks like a scary dude. He looks like a fucking psychopath. The
Oh
cover
yeah,
of this game, he wasn't that impressive to me, dude. I remember I've always heard like Voss was such a good villain. Why? He was one dimensional and honestly a bad villain because the fight with him was easy slash non-existent, and the only thing that was kind of like his shtick was like he constantly asks you if you know the definition of insanity because he's clearly insane,
yeah,
but like he wasn't a deep villain by any means, you know.
Yeah. I
He was
think he
just a
was
guy that loved violence.
he's very colorful.
Oh,
Like no, he just had there was a like he was insane. There's a lot of personality there, so I think he reads very well on screen,
yeah, yeah.
right?
He stood out, sure. Definitely. I mean, just looking at him, he stands out a lot.
Mhm.
But I guess I maybe he looks cooler than he is, I would say.
Yeah, I definitely think it was following. They ran into the issue of like your character clearly had plot armor. It's this
Yeah.
the say that trope of like the bad guy should just shoot you, shoot the guy that's going to thwart your plans, right? Like that was so true in this game like 100 times
Yeah.
because you would encounter Voss, then get captured, then escape, then get captured, and almost killed, or he would like try to. At one point, he tied you up and tried to like, sink pull an Aladdin move, sink you to the bottom of the ocean or something,
Oh, I forgot about that.
which you then escape from, and then it's just like it just over and over again that yeah he was not doing a very good job of
Literally, they never explicitly state that Jason Brody is a magician, but you can't tie that guy up, dude. He
no,
gets out every fucking time.
every time. So yeah, I do agree that it was very. I don't know if that's technically tropey, but it definitely feels like it. It just happens so often in these types of stories.
So in Far Cry 5, that happens like 50 fucking times too.
Does it?
Yeah. The villain constantly captures you and then fails to kill you because they want to make it personal or something. I don't know.
Right.
It's fine. It's okay. But Voss just wasn't the villain he wasn't as cool. He wasn't even the villain. He was like a henchman,
He was like a puppet.
but he was cool enough to make it on the cover of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
How early on? I very early on realized that I think Jason was a psycho.
Because he started like turning a little bit and like
Yeah,
he started
I mean,
drinking the Kool-Aid. Like the
we all
moment.
enjoy violence, right? Like,
Yeah.
we enjoyed this game, and it would, if there was no violence in it, it wouldn't be as fun. But
Yeah.
he definitely was happy to be killing people.
Yeah, I think it was after he met Citra, right?
I don't know if it was
That's when
really
it
that. I
really
feel like it
kicked
was
off.
like as soon as he, yeah, I don't know, but I feel like it was early on. There were hints of it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't like an Arthur from We Happy Few things. Like, oh, sorry, like it wasn't that. It was very much like,
I
yeah,
can't believe I've done this. Fucking pussy. Yeah, I don't know. I did like that because I thought that was kind of a cool. It added some depth to a guy named Jason Brody, that he seemed to enjoy the violence of this area. And I got the impression pretty early on that he had intentions of staying.
yeah,
I think because it seemed like it was the perfect opportunity for him to be who he wanted to be. But so really it's just a series of Jason Brody interrupting things, doing fetch quests, getting captured, untying ropes, getting away, surviving, repeat, and then you come to you finally take out Voss, and then you have to move on to Hoyt, who is Voss's boss, the boss of Voss.
yes, yes.
Who's got the sauce?
I'll tell you where the sauce is.
There were some titties in there somewhere, I think.
Fucking hell, dude. That was a fun scene. So
It was kind of twice.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was weird. There was another, I think at some point they just started putting nudity in video games. It was like the Xbox 360 era. We just started seeing tits. I want your thoughts on the poker tournament or whatever, dude. I don't play poker, but I
All
want
right.
to know how you interpreted it.
So
'Cause I did not take it seriously.
at the end there when
Any
it
of
was yeah. So one, I forget what it was about. That was there's something about when he was shuffling
All of
that
the animations
just
of it were clunky.
they could not animate him
No.
dealing a poker game out at all. And again, it's been over a month since I've played this and finished it. I cannot remember what specifically I was trying to refer to, but the shuffling when they were doing that poker game was just abysmal.
I remember at one point he sweeps the table to pull all the cards back in,
Yeah,
and it just like he just runs his arm over the table, and all of the cards go into his hand. It's like
right.
fucking guy is a pro, dude.
Yeah.
He's also a magician.
Yeah.
Specializes in card tricks.
Because
Dude, every time I play
I
poker, go ahead.
no, I think they were using mocap for a couple of the things in here, right? And I feel like what they tried doing was they mocapped that scene and then tried to go back in and put the like animate like the cards themselves or whatever, because when he was putting the cards together and then he had them in his hand and you kind of like you try to like get them all to sit the same direction and all that, and they just could not figure out how to animate him squaring up the cards,
Right.
and it just looks so weird that it was distracting. Anyway.
Every time that I wasn't sure what the point of the poker games were necessarily. I didn't know if I was supposed to win.
Yeah.
I just went immediately, looked at my hand, all in. Every fucking time, dude. Literally, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm either going to it's either going to play out until something storyline happens or until I run out of money and then we have to make a determination. So just fucking count me all in. I don't even know much about poker.
Yeah.
If it was blackjack, maybe I would have been able to keep up a little bit better, but I'm not a poker player. So I just put all in and it took me seriously, just like I took it seriously.
Yeah. Because I know you're trying to get into Hoyt's good graces and like.
I thought that was a big dick move, dude. I had like 500 cash on me.
Right.
And a pair of crumpled sunglasses or whatever, and a leopard skin, all in, dude. And I think he got the point because he immediately killed my friend.
Yeah, it was a weird scene. Like
Yeah.
it definitely felt unnecessary because you were like doing all this stuff to get close to Hoyt and then have him trust you, but in the process of trying to get trusted by him, you were close enough to kill him. It was just weird. I felt like,
Oh yeah, dude.
going from Voss to Hoyt, I felt like was a weird, unnecessary extension of the story.
Well, there was two things were kind of plot holy with the story. One, you go in and you meet Hoyt, and you're with the the
Australian?
German guy.
German?
Yeah. It's you and the German guy we don't know his name right now. And Hoyt in a room. Why? You're literally standing right in front of him. Two guys against Hoyt. Hoyt is not a big dude. Jason Brody will dig a bullet out of his arm with a stick. This guy's tough. And you guys are like, all right, Hoyt, see you later.
Yeah.
Like, you had every opportunity. You fought out of worse situations, and you end up fighting out of a worse situation anyway.
Right.
You could have just killed the guy right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. And then the other thing that is weird is like, Hoyt's like, you think I didn't fucking know? Like, then why'd you let me sabotage you, bro? If you're so privy to all this.
Yeah.
Why did you let me spend the last 2 hours doing this stupid fucking mission?
Yeah, it was really weird. The whole Hoyt thing just seemed unnecessary.
Yeah. I felt like it was tacked on, kind of. Otherwise, like, why would Voss be on the cover? It was just like almost, it felt like an excuse to just include extra stuff. But I also feel like it's very Ubisoft.
That it is.
And you're the expert. Yeah. So the actual ending, what did you do?
All right. So we beat Hoyt and we go back, I think, to were all of your friends with the rock lobsters? Why
That's
can't
what they were called? Yeah, rock lobsters. You got it.
Yeah, they were with the rock.
Yeah,
that's where they were. Like for safety.
They were captured by Citra and the Rock Lobster Club.
They were captured by them.
Yeah, and they killed the doctor in the process.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Dr. Creepy.
Dr. Alec,
Dr. Alec the Creep.
Reinhardt, I think.
Earnhardt.
Earnhardt. Yeah, his first name was Alec, which was fun. Anyway, yeah, that's right. You went to go see your friends, but then where they were, he got killed,
Yeah.
and they get and captured. Okay, yeah. So you go back to Citra, like, whoa, what the hell? And I, like you, realized that Jason Brody was going insane, so I let him go all the way insane,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I let him stay.
Okay.
So he stays, and I believe he kills all of his friends,
At
right?
least
Or
his girlfriend.
at least
Yeah.
his girlfriend, just immediately, like, I think he just slashes her throat or something.
Yep.
And then Citra takes you to have you put a baby in her, and then she like plunges a dagger into your fucking chest,
Yeah.
which was just fucking fantastic.
I mean, it's a good karma thing for what you did, right?
Hell yeah, for sure.
But I mean, does she have any idea how difficult it can be to get pregnant? Was she keeping track of that good a track of her cycle too? To know that she was like
He was ovulating.
100% pregnant that fast?
Yep.
At some, if, again, sorry for that, but anybody listening, at some point, Citra, who is a person, announces, it sounds like a place to me. It sounds like a civilization, the Citran civilization. She believes that you are like an incarnate of a god because of
Yep.
your tattoo on your arm or something.
Yeah. The warrior, I think.
Yeah, you are like the warrior that was promised to these people. So she just really wants your DNA to have a baby. That's the I think the bad ending, the scumbag ending. But
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. It was kind of funny because like yeah, like she's so confident that she's pregnant already.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it's lazy writing.
at least wait till the second trimester, you fool.
Jesus.
You guys don't have modern healthcare. Also, she literally killed the only fucking doctor that we know of on the island. I don't know. Did you happen to look up the other ending? That's the I had
did.
the opposite ending. So
Yeah, so why don't you tell us what the other one was?
it's way less exciting, but you kill Citra and then you and your friends get off of the island. No,
Well,
no. Sorry, that's right. You say no. You're like, no. And then the first guy, your friend, Dennis.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dennis.
Dennis goes to stab you because you're a dirty, rotten traitor. And Citrus jumps in front of the knife and
Yeah.
takes it because I guess she does truly seem to think that you are some warrior incarnate, but she dies, and then you just leave the island. And I think you guys, he says something like, I can't change who I am, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go to law school or something like that.
Oh,
What's Jason Brody gonna do after that?
uh,
It was
Panera
a
Bread?
stupid, predictable ending. Yeah, literally fucking Panera Bread, dude. That's it. He's good with a knife. Cut this loaf. Get the bread bowls ready, Jason.
Oh my goodness.
What was your so you which ending did you like better? I hated them both, but
I wouldn't say that I hated them. I think the one where you leave, I feel like is the more predictable one.
it's the more, in my opinion, the more canon ending too. Like it's probably what he would have actually done.
Which, it doesn't feel as satisfying. It's like you have the hero's journey. He was, went on his quest. He had some bad stuff, but now it's over. He's clearly just gonna, mentally recorrect himself and then go on and have a normal life. Or because I feel like we see that type of thing so often.
Right.
Would it kill us to have, like, you know what? He wasn't able to snap out of it, and look what happened. Right? I found, out of the two, I liked the one where he stayed a scumbag the whole
Yeah.
time.
I
I think it
prefer
was
that
more.
ending.
Yeah, I feel like it was more satisfying in the sense of like,
Dude, you're just happy because you got to see some titties.
yeah. I mean,
That's all it is, dude. You could just say it, dude. It's just us boys here.
She's it was a good looking character model, I'll tell you that. And no, so I feel like it was refreshing in the sense of like we're always seeing the good guy who ended up doing some bad stuff switch
Right.
back over to be a good guy again. And I think it was just a nice change of pace to see him like, you know what? He's a little fucked and he's going to stay fucked.
Yep, he got fucked and then he was fucked.
Yeah.
Dude, so I thought of like kind of an alternate ending that I thought this is what I thought was going to happen. This is what
Okay.
I figured would happen. I thought that if you kill your friends, which is completely unnecessary because they had the means to leave, then they were willing to let you stay. They were. Everybody was on board with you staying. I guess maybe his opinion changed a little bit when he found out his brother was still alive. His girlfriend was a fucking drag anyway, honestly. You could, but okay. So I thought he was gonna stay, and then they were gonna show like a little while later, and he was going to be like very much institutionalized by the island, and he was gonna say some shit like that Voss would have said, like, "Do you know the definition of insanity?" Like he was gonna
Oh,
kind of
that'd be
just take
good.
over the persona
Yeah.
that caused Voss to just be crazy.
That'd be
Uh,
good.
yeah. I don't know. That's kind of what I expected when if you did kill your friends.
Yeah.
I guess the ending of him getting killed was pretty good too. It was definitely a more shocking ending,
Did
but
we ever see the character model for Jason Brody? Or because you were always in third person?
I don't
Or
think
sorry,
you ever did
first person.
first person. Yeah, for better or for worse, I think you stayed in first person all the time.
Okay.
But he probably looked like a fucking bitch, dude.
Like they just like the kid like they do a little scene where it like moves away from the first person view and it like turns the camera and you just see fucking Voss again. It's like
Just something like that, yeah.
yeah.
Or even just having like the same kind of mentality that he had
Yeah.
would have been good. But I
Oh, it
feel
would
like
have been
Jason
cool.
Brody had too high of a moral compass to really be like a pirate lord on that island anyway. Like he was clearly okay with murdering, but he was doing it because it was justified.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is getting way too deep for a Far Cry game, but did you have a favorite weapon?
Yeah, yeah, the sniper.
Okay, sniper. Did you use one of the snipers with attachments or did you use the one that came with attachments?
The one that came with.
Yeah, so
It
that
was
was a
like
one shot kill if you like for the most part.
yeah.
If you got the other sniper and then added a silencer, it decreased the damage enough where it wasn't a one shot kill, which
Yeah,
was stupid.
the one had a silencer on it, I believe.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Because anything else would immediately find me. I would
Yeah,
be given away, and it was a fucking drag trying to like.
yeah.
It was a slog, dude. On some of those,
It was
it was
fun
just
going.
bad AI. Bad AI.
Yeah, it was fun going in with a sniper and taking out like the guys up top first, like the guys in the watchtowers,
Yeah.
because nobody would see them die. And then then there
Yep.
was specifically one where you're getting ready to go in a bunker, and there were like little trenches that you could go into. That was
Yeah.
fun. I liked the bow and arrow for most of the game, but towards the end of the game, like my main gun was the LMG.
Yeah.
That was the lifesaver gun for me, especially because towards the end of the game you could easily get ammo restocks in the bunkers and stuff.
Right.
So ammo wasn't as much of an issue and you had like 400 rounds in that thing at all times. Did you have a favorite mission that you recall?
Um. I don't know. It's been a minute.
Right.
They and not in a bad way, but they all kind of felt the same.
Yeah, for sure.
FPS wise, which is why I like the QuickTime events and how they did them because it was like and I've said this before. I like when you get a break from the thing you're doing. Like Diablo, I
Yeah.
mentioned, like I'd like a break from doom and gloom for a little bit. Just give me something different. I liked like a break from a shooter game.
Yeah.
So, but no, all the missions kind of felt the same. To be honest with you.
I will say I think the one that stood out to me the most that I would say would be my favorite. I did like the one where you're getting into the bunker and you go through the trenches and stuff just because that felt like the pinnacle of stealth. But then once you get in the bunker it sucked. But I liked the mission where you end up burning the weed farms because it was
Yeah.
very over the top and just like ridiculous. It wasn't difficult or anything, but it was just fun. The music was fucking crazy. All of it was just, if a game takes itself too seriously, it becomes cheesy. And this kind of towed the
Yeah.
line of being cheesy for the other reason, and it was on
Right.
purpose, intentional.
Right.
So I liked that, but yeah. Did you enjoy the game? I mean,
I
talk
did.
about
I
that.
did. Yeah, yeah. I actually did like the game. This wasn't one that I, you know, would log off because I was frustrated and then dread getting back on. I actually enjoyed every time I hit, play. Um, I wasn't like, no, I enjoyed it. I really did.
Same. It was an enjoyable game for sure. It did get There was 2 points where if I wasn't doing it for the podcast, I would have just fucking stopped.
Yeah.
One, when I cleared out this bunker mission. You're trying to get into a bunker without getting caught, because if you get caught, it's hell. There's a lot of the armored suit guys.
Yeah.
I finished that one. Everybody was dead, including the armored suit guys, and then a tiger fucking kills me. And if I wasn't doing it for the podcast and I knew we weren't going to discuss the ending, I was completely fine with not fucking knowing what was going to happen.
Wow.
And the fact that YouTube exists and I could have just watched the ending makes it like so much easier to just turn it off. And then yeah, the other point was the helicopter part, just because it was, if I could only play it on the Steam Deck, I don't think I would have been able to finish it at all.
Right.
But it was a good game. I really wish I would have played this when it came out, because again, this is the time period where I had the time to play it. I think I was probably in college at this time, and I definitely would have had time to do it.
Right.
And it would have just been a good game to really get carried away with how big and expansive this game was. I didn't even get all of the radio towers that open up the full map or anything in my playthrough.
I got all those. I got the radio towers.
Damn.
I think I did all the bases.
Dude, yeah. So that's where your 22 hours came from then. Because I got them if they were close by. But in so many instances, if you get the radio tower, it's like every other Ubisoft game where all you have to do is climb to the top of a thing and it opens up the spot on the map.
I did like how they were structured, because using
different.
Ubisoft, their other big name game, Assassin's Creed, yeah, you just climb up and that's it.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
one you had to like
A puzzle to
actually
get to the top.
Yeah,
of
it was kind of like a
Yeah.
little, climbing puzzle.
Which is good. If it was conveniently like close enough where I basically needed to get to it, or I did them more often initially until I got weapons that I felt like were good enough.
Right.
Then I would do them, but at some point I stopped doing them because I didn't really care.
I remember this one tower I got. I heard as I was getting close to the top, because they got really tall in some of them. I start hearing these like animal noises and shouting.
yeah.
So I was like, all right, whatever. And then I finally look around, and there's a bear, a pack of dogs fighting the bad guys, like
Cool.
in the road. So I just started waiting up at the top and just waited, took a couple sniper shots, and
I never saw a bear.
was it a bear?
That seems kind of unlikely, right?
It was something large. So it was a large beast. Again, over 30 days. Are you sure there wasn't bears? Let's look.
There might have been, but I don't know if are there bears in Thailand?
Oh, this isn't in Thailand.
Okay.
Far Cry 3 animals.
Game facts. This may be dumb, but where are some bears?
Asian black bear.
Oh,
I was right. Okay. I'm not crazy.
fuck yeah, dude. And they look so cute.
Oh my god. The tortoises.
Oh yeah, I saw one. I didn't kill it though.
Oh, I ran into like a whole family.
Oh, did you grenade them?
Oh,
Bastard.
their shells weren't worth it. So,
Oh.
anywho, so I think what we should do is, before we close out the episode, is talk about the DLC Blood Dragon for our Patreon members.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that was our Far Cry 3 discussion, and for Patreon members, our Blood Dragon discussion. Any just final thoughts on Far Cry 3 overall?
Buy Blood Dragon, skip the other game. If you've got, if they're the same price, Blood Dragon is worth every fucking penny.
Right on. Yeah, I think Far Cry 3 is a good one for me, a good Far Cry game to start with in the series.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's at the sweet
one
spot
is
of the game
way
being
too
playable.
old. Yeah, one's way too old, and two, I just think they ironed out a lot of their like mechanical issues in 3 from 2. So, I think Far Cry 3 is a really good one to start with if you're going to play
Yeah.
any of them.
Get a scopolamine patch when you play, so you don't get motion sickness.
Jeez. All right. So we are still in the season of James. What's our next game, dude?
I want to do Cocoon. It's made by the same company that did Inside and Limbo.
Nice.
So it should be a little bit of a shorter game. This would consider like a medium length game
Right
that
on.
we just played. So yeah, something a little shorter.
All right.
And then we can pave way for a fucking thick game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Teasing a little bit there. Perfect. All right. So we're going to play Cocoon next. Go ahead and check that out. For us, before we sign out, you can find us, just to make it easy for you, we have a link tree, 321backlog, linktr.ee/321backlog. That'll give you everywhere we're at, especially patreon.com/321backlog for extended episodes that also come out a week early. So check that out. Really inexpensive. I think you should go check it out for us. That's going to do it for us, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.